Hi there, Shannon here with Genesis Balance. In my last video, I told you all that I was going to a vision board party, and as promised, I have a follow-up video to tell you all about the party, how that went, and the things that I enjoy the most about it. So if you're interested in seeing how a vision board party is done the proper way, stay tuned and I'll give you the lowdown on what it was like, and hopefully it'll be something that you can try in your future to help you live your best life. So, like I said, I went to a vision board party last weekend, and it was the first one that I've ever been to. And it was such a fun and uplifting experience. The hostess was Prinshell from Versatility Natural Hair Care Salon. She's actually my hairstylist, and I was invited by her. And it was an interesting experience because I really didn't know anyone else there. And so it was really one of those things where you kind of stepped out on a limb to kind of get a new experience and interact with people that can possibly enrich your life. And that is exactly what happened. So the setup of the vision board party was really great because as our hostess had everything that we needed to build our vision boards. And I thought that was a really great and interesting feature of the vision board party. Now, of course, that doesn't mean that you couldn't bring your own items. I did bring a few things that I knew that I wanted to possibly add to my vision board for this year. And those things were either very specific items or custom items that I made for my vision boards. Like I said in my last video, I actually typically, I think I said it in my last video, but what I typically do for my vision board is I will actually just search for the specific images that I already know that I want and that represent what it is that I want to focus on for that vision board, and then print them out and cut them out that way. So I brought with me a few items like that I kind of already predetermined that I wanted to go on my vision board. But what was really fun was the fact that aside from those few pieces, I decided to just kind of go with the flow of the vision board party. And the hostess really did a great job of having so many magazines, such an array of, different types of magazines that you could choose from, and construction paper, markers, scissors, really everything that you could need to create the vision board. She even went so far as to put each person's name and the year and vision. So for instance, mine says Shannon's 2020 vision. And you could paste that onto your board wherever you liked. So those little minor details really just made the experience that much more special and that much more enjoyable. So some of the things that I found interesting about doing my vision board in a group at the party versus the boards that I've done in the past where I've done them on my own. One thing, someone asked me if there was any issues with like you're flipping through the magazine and you find a picture that you like, but somebody else also likes that picture. If there was any issues with, who got that graphic for their vision board or any issues with someone wanting something that someone else had found. What I found at the vision board party I was at was there was no issues there. There was no drama or anything like that with fighting over who gets what for their vision board. And the other thing that I found that was great was it was really a collaborative process. So, for instance, if there was a type of imagery that I was looking for my vision board, I could literally just say, hey guys, if anyone sees a purple flower, can you let me know, because I want to add a purple flower to my vision board. And now it's not just me flipping through magazines trying to find that symbol. Now I have the backup of 12 or 13 other fabulous women also looking to help collaborate and help me build my vision, which I thought was really, really powerful. The other thing that was really cool was the hostess actually had several magazines that were the exact same magazine. So even if there was an item that maybe someone found and cut out that I was like, man, I wish I could have had that for my vision board, there was still a high possibility and a high chance that I would get that for my vision board because she had several of the exact same magazines. Exact same editions of the same magazine. And so there were times where, maybe it was missing out of this magazine, but I was able to grab it out of another one. So there were no issues with that there. But kind of going back to the concept of asking people, hey, if you see this purple flower or see a purple flower, can you let me know? That kind of thing. I felt that collaborating with others on my vision made my vision board that much more powerful. And having the opportunity to talk to people and, explain why I wanted a certain affirmation versus another affirmation, and really kind of getting into conversations about what a vision board means, what it means to manifest abundance into your life. How do you go about doing that? Listening to other people's stories on how they've made their visions come true in the past and talking about what you envision for the future really was just such a powerful atmosphere for me. And I think that really kind of supercharged my concept of my vision board for this year. The other thing that really, was beneficial in the process was the conversation of, how in the past have you done things and the types of things that you're moving toward now. I really enjoyed being able to talk to people while I worked because I felt like that helped me really kind of, they brought forth questions to me that really made me think in the process of making this vision board. And like the conversation was just such a wonderful addition to the building of the vision. The other thing that I really enjoyed and found interesting at the vision board party was actually talking to others about what our visions were and why we were adding certain things to our vision board and really getting a feel for where everyone was. Like I said, I didn't really know anyone there. So kind of seeing and getting to know them from the perspective of their vision board was a really interesting way to get to know someone, seeing what types of affirmations and symbols they wanted to add to their board was a really intimate way to get to know someone, because it's like your very first meeting with them, you're seeing their dreams, their goals, and their aspirations. And those are things that you don't always get to know right off the bat with people that you've just met. So as you probably could see in the pictures of my vision board that played through, I actually took a slightly different route with my vision board. Usually my boards, and I don't know, I may show one of my other boards eventually, but usually my vision boards consist of a combination of pictures, verses, and some affirmations. But because I didn't actually go through and print off specific pictures of what it is that I knew I already wanted, I kind of did the classic go through the magazines and find what you were looking for approach to the vision board. I didn't have the opportunity to say, okay, I know I want this specific picture and just be able to pull it out of the magazine. So what ended up happening was my vision board turned out to be heavily focused on affirmations. And I thought that it was interesting how the affirmations came about. For instance, one of them is making my own way. And I was able to cut out those words, or the hello beautiful. I was able to cut out those words out of entire sentences, but I was able to kind of hone in and find specific affirmations that applied to me or applied to my vision just through that either advertisements or article headlines, article titles in the magazines and things of that nature. And one of the ladies that was at the vision board party pointed out to me, she said that because I was explaining how I normally do my vision boards and how I normally just print off pictures of symbols that I already knew I wanted. And she was saying that basically going through the magazines at the party made it a lot more organic and kind of just made it so that I was almost led to what should go on my vision board for this particular board. And I found that interesting. And like I said, it just brought forth a really great energy to the entire process of creating a board, because that's not something that I would normally have done. And that's also not something that I would have normally thought of, that by flipping through the magazines and just kind of finding what was available was kind of just me being led to what needed to go on my board for this particular vision board. So again, like I said, the board actually turned out to be a lot of affirmations. Another thing that the hostess did that was really awesome was she actually printed off several pages of just affirmations and phrases and things of that nature that one may want to put on a board. And so I kind of took the concept of her already having this stack of affirmations that I could cut out and use as I wanted to, combined with the fact that, as I'm going through these magazines, what I'm actually finding mostly were words. And I decided to use that and kind of make it more of an affirmation type board for the type of vision that I have for 2020. And so I thought that to close out the video, I just share a few of my favorite affirmations from the board with you now. So one of my favorites was the hello beautiful that I found and I was able to cut out, because again, your vision board is something that you're supposed to be looking at several times a day. And when it's hanging up, one of the things that I wanted to do was to read that aloud. Hello beautiful. Speaking that to myself to remind myself on those days that I don't feel so great, that I don't feel like really dealing with anything, that, hey, there is beauty there inside and out. Hello, beautiful. Another affirmation that I really, really liked was I attract abundance. And I really loved that because it's not just about a financial gain. That's not my number one goal for this particular vision board, was not just a financial gain. Now, I know I did paste on there a picture of $100 bill, because finances, like I said, in another video, I think it takes money to do stuff, and I like to do stuff. So finances are definitely something that I'm trying to focus on for 2020, but it's not the only thing. And so when I think of abundance, I'm not just thinking of financial abundance, I'm thinking of abundance in every domain of my life. And so to be able to paste on there, I attract abundance, and just leave that as a standalone, let it stand on its own, was really powerful for me. And so I also pasted on there, date your spouse, because if anyone knows me, knows anything about my relationship counseling, one of my non-negotiables in couples counseling, day number one, I tell them, you have to have date night every week. You have to date your spouse. That's a non-negotiable to work with me. So finding that she actually had a piece of clip art that said date your spouse on there was perfect for me. And I was able to cut that out and paste that onto the board. Some other ones and I'm looking at it now, some other ones that I really like were amazing things are going to happen and amazing life. I actually found that in a magazine where I was able to cut out around the rest of the title, and just cut out the words amazing life, because that's really what my focus is on, an abundant lifestyle that really focuses on just being happy and having that amazement in my life for 2020. So those are some of the things that I learned from the vision board party, some of the things that I took away from it. It was such a great experience. Another thing that I wasn't really expecting, but I'm totally thrilled and excited about, is that at the conclusion of the party, we're all looking at each other's boards, and by the way, the boards, everyone's board was just as unique as that person. So you see that the board that I made left a lot of white space, because I didn't want, I like the aesthetic of it not feeling cluttered, because it helps me feel like my mind is clearer when there's a little bit of white space. But there were also people that completely covered every inch of their board in this gorgeous, beautiful collage of pictures and phrases. And like, there was no white space anywhere on the board. And I was looking at that and I was like, wow, I really love that. I love how, you were able to do it that way. There are some people that decided that they wanted to finish at home, so they did not complete the entire board. They just cut out their pictures. Some people completed the entire vision board. I was one of the ones that actually just went ahead and completed the entire vision board while I was there. And it did take the majority of the several hours that we were there to complete it. So it just kind of goes back to say there's no one way to do a vision board that will work for you. You have to do what works for you. For some people, they weren't ready to paste their pictures down. They wanted to think about it and give it some more time. And that was perfectly fine. For me, I felt like my board was complete and I was ready to go ahead and paste everything down, and that was completely fine. For some people, they wanted it completely covered. Others wanted to leave some white space, but each one was just as unique as the individual that created the board. And the awesome thing is they're still going to all work the same way. You're still going to be able to visualize your future with it and really manifest those goals into your life. But I got a little bit off track thinking about that. But the really awesome thing that I wasn't necessarily expecting was the accountability that comes with it, because the host actually created a group chat for all the ladies that attended the vision board party. And it's designed for us to be able to get to know each other better, network, and, talk about how we're doing on our vision boards and kind of keep each other motivated and hold each other accountable. So that is probably my favorite aspect of completing the vision board. It was just such a great energy, such a great environment. There was no type of drama with trying to take someone's cutout or anything like that. There was no one asking really, why are you putting that on your vision board? It was really more of just open sharing. If I wanted to share why I decided to put, for instance, I cut out a Boss ad for a cologne, why I decided to put that on there, then I might share that with them. But otherwise, no one was specifically asking specifics of what does this represent to you, because I know that building a vision board can be a really intimate experience. And so there was still respect for those boundaries if you didn't really want to discuss why you were putting something on your board. And no one was really looking over your shoulder either. So it was just a really great experience all around. I look forward to being able to go to another vision board party sometime in the future. I am someone that creates multiple boards for multiple domains in my life. So there'll always be another vision. There's always another big goal that I may want to focus on in the future. So I really look forward to being able to do a vision board party again in the future. And, who knows, maybe I'll host a vision board party at some point, and I will take some of what I learned at this one and utilize it, because the hostess did an amazing job with everything that she provided for us. So I hope that this video was helpful in, kind of giving you an idea and a concept on how to use a vision board, what a vision board party looks like, because I had never been to one. So if that's something that you were wondering about. And I hope that this really inspires you to create your own vision board and really start motivating you to look forward to your future, to your vision, and kind of working those goals. So until next time, here's to living your best life. If you enjoyed this video, be sure to let me know by clicking that like button below. And make sure you subscribe and click that bell for notifications so you never miss out on this great content that is designed to help you live your best life.